TRS Clips, that one channel where you get to explore the unexplored realms of knowledge. If Grok is not what it seems to be for the end users, and if this is true, if what you're
Assume
saying is
that
true,
I have pretty high conviction that I'm right on this.
the thing is, based on the kind of exposure you have and the people you get to meet and the conversations you get to have, I would trust what you say, Dr. Weinstein.
That may be a giant mistake, but I really appreciate it.
I mean, I trust your conjecture about these things.
I think it's a good conjecture. And I think it's got a lot of supporting evidence.
There's no reason for me to critique that thought.
Okay.
Like, that's exactly what I feel. That Elon's got a secret version of Grok that he's utilizing.
No, but I don't think it's the secret. I think he wants to make this power available to humanity. I think he wants people other than him to go for it.
After he's gone, will he ever go?
Well, it depends what you mean. Our bodies. Okay, so this in part has to do with my brother's work.
Context for the audience.
Yeah, so my brother was a biologist who was a great theoretical evolutionary biologist. And he made a crazy prediction, which is that all of the laboratory animals that we were making to test drugs and to test theories, all were very different than the versions found in nature called wild type. And that particularly these rodents, had crazy levels of ability to repair their own cells, but that they would all get terrible cancers. So his theory is that there are really, in the end, two diseases you can't get rid of: aging and cancer. So you can take all the other diseases and forget about them. And you come down to this twin puzzle. Do you want to die of aging, or do you want to die of immortality? Because cancer is a cell trying to become immortal. It's a tumor that keeps growing and growing and growing and eating more resources. And there's this thing called the Hayflick limit. Have you ever heard of this? So if you have a cell and it gets damaged in the tissue around it, you can repair the damage by dividing the cell and creating a bunch of daughter cells that can fill in for the damaged cells. But look at your beautiful skin versus my skin. I'm older. And your skin will get more and more confused as you age. So the reason that yours is relatively taut and mine is looser is that my skin has had to repair itself many more times than yours has. Now, the great danger in repairing yourself is, what if you have runaway repair?
What does that mean?
Well, imagine a cell and it divides. Then you get two cells. And each of those divide. Then you get four.
And then it just never stops?
That's a tumor. And that'll kill you. Right? And so runaway repair is cancer. And the way that you stop that is you say, okay, you can repair yourself, but you can only do it 32 times and then you die. And that's aging, called senescence. So one claim is that in the end, you can get rid of all of the other kinds of diseases and you're left with aging and cancer. And those are the two that can't be removed. So your question was, what if Elon will never die? Somebody has to figure out whether that trade-off can be defeated. And I'm not positive that it can. But also, your neurons, you have a few very strange cells in your body that don't divide. So like the cells in the lenses of your eyes can't divide because they've been denucleated. All of our other cells have nuclei, and those have to have them removed or you couldn't see properly because the light would run into the nucleus. Your neurons can't divide either. So when you get brain cancer, you don't get neural cancer, you get glial cancer. It's the other cells that divide. And your heart in general doesn't get cancer because it's so active, it can't afford to get involved with repair. So, and I'm not going to talk about your testicles on a family show, which is a separate...
Who said it's a family show?
In which case, okay, young men get testicular cancer and young women get ovarian cancer. They get reproductive cancers because that's where your immortality is. So as I start talking, you start to cross your hands over your crotch. because you're protecting yourself. That's where your immortality is. Your immortality is between your legs.
We got here because of Elon, because Elon possibly may not die because of Grok.
Well, I'm just saying you can elongate your telomeres, but it's very hard not to die.
Maybe he lived to like 120.
Well, that's possible.
It's possible in our lifetimes, right?
We've had one woman live to 122.
But in my age group, my generation, kids born in the early 90s, what kind of lifespans do you think we'll end up with?
It's been very difficult to defeat the maximum age span and health span. So what you can do is you can detect problems earlier, you can repair things but the problem I was trying to get at is the number of times a cell can repair itself is based on a fuse called a telomere.
Yeah.
And we can elongate your telomeres to give you more life, but then you die of cancer. So in a weird way, we don't know how to get out of that puzzle.
Scientifically speaking, death seems to be the certainty.
That seems to be the hard stop.
Gotcha.
Aging versus cancer. And I'm simplifying it because this is in the science program. But there's a good argument that says nobody seems to be smart enough to get out of that puzzle.
Gotcha. We'll go back to Elon.
Yeah.
And his usage of Grok.
Sure.
Thank you for consuming this clip, दोस्तों. अगर ऐसे ही और clips explore करने हैं तो इस channel के playlists को ज़रूर explore करना.